Hey, it's almost my birthday, or maybe it's already my birthday as this video is up. And as I always do in this tradition, it's a 25 things I've learned before my 20th birthday. I'm trying to be real with you. A lot of these tips stayed the same, and they're really great advice tips that I learned throughout my years. I think I'm never gonna see myself old. I mean, I have the face of a 16-year-old. I wrote this down, so I'm excited to tell you like all the 25 advice, solid, by the way, solid life advice I got for y'all. So stay tuned, okay? Thank you already for the birthday wishes if you want to give me that. Okay, thanks. Firstly, it's hot, but it's true. I've noticed this. When someone tells you for the first time who they are, believe them. Please, I'm begging you, believe them. Okay, it's like people always tell about on themselves, almost like people with also as well with a certain personality trait. They always tell about themselves. It's so like, don't ignore the signs. Please don't ignore the signs. I know you want to make it work out, or you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, which I also learned. Never do that. Next, everything happens for a reason. That is my life motto. Everything happens for a reason, okay? I like to always find a explanation for something. Even when I don't have the explanation yet, one thing is for sure, everything happens for a reason. That's why I go by. Next, not every good advice is advice for you. Not a lot of people talk about this, but some people, and even me in my videos, I give advice, and sometimes you hear wise advice coming from someone, your loved one, or online from people. The advice sounds solid, it's great advice, but it could be that it does not apply to your situation or to you. And let's be real and honest about that, okay? You can be like, okay, but there's this angry feeling, or something that you are like, yeah, but that's just not for me. That's just not for my situation. And that's fine. Move on. Move on, okay? Because sometimes I get the question of, okay, Janet, but like, this is actually great advice for you. You should try it. And then I'm just out of politeness, I say, yeah, thank you for the advice. But I know it's great advice for you, or like for your neighbor, because sometimes people see things working out in their own life, and for in their neighbor's life, so it's logical that they give this sort of advice then to you as well. But if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean that the advice is bad. It just wasn't for you. Okay. 4, stress is never worth it. Stress is never worth it. This is what I already learned at 20 years old. It's never worth it. And there's this study that actually around 90 or 88% of the times and the things that humans worry about does not even come out. Since I learned about that study, I do not worry and add stress in my life at all. I'm like, okay. And last time I lost my phone at the like some carnival event, at the kermis. I don't know how you say it in English, but yeah, very traumatic things, because that is like the second time in like a 2 month period or something that my phone went either broken or missing at like that same event. So I'm like, oh my days. But I learned even then not to stress. It was crazy because my sister, the people that were working there were like, thanks, ma'am, your phone is broken. Are you not stressing? No. Even at that, stress is never worth it, okay? It ages you. It makes you feel like you have everything in control, which like it will be fine. It will be fine. It also comes out to my motto, like the second point, that everything happens for a reason. So this happened for a reason. Sometimes it's your dumb own decisions. It is a dumb decision too, because I forgot my phone at the photo booth, and got so blessed that the person saw this phone and was like, I'm gonna bring it to the HBO where it's gonna be safe so the owner can find it. God bless you. God bless you. God really bless you. Have a wonderful life, please. So yeah, there's the fourth or fifth. The fourth point. The stress is never worth it. Okay, get your sleep in. Don't stress. Okay. Five. Love is a choice, not a feeling. Period. No tampon. Okay. Six. Saying saying no more often than I don't know. True. You said the saying no is so much in my vocabulary right now. It has been growing. I used to be definitely more of a people pleaser, or like I had this lingering shame of being yeah, being seen, but also with like saying yes, with saying no, because I thought like people would think that I was mean, and when you say no to things, like people, can make it personal, and then okay, worst thing happens, people take it personal and don't want to talk to you anymore. Now what? Like life moves on. Like life literally moves on. Like so like say no more often. If you have this ignorant feeling between a yes and a no, but you're not sure yet, just say no. It's your body saying no, but your conscious, your heart doesn't want to say no, but your body is already telling you. Listen to your body, okay? Um, seven. If they gossip about other people with you, they're 100% gossiping about you as well to other people. Don't think you're special. Don't think you're above the program. They are gossiping about you as well. So cut them off. Eight, focus on who you are instead of what you did. Yeah. I came a long way of this one because I used to identify definitely as like growing up with like a special talent, as someone with that experiences of, having the special talent, which was drawing. So what I drew became like some a lot of the times more special in my how I observed it than sometimes who I am really. So like I grew up in kindergarten, always like a circle around me when I'm drawing, um, people close to me, and they mean it well, but it was most of the time about like what I'm drawing and what I'm gonna draw next. And sometimes you make that your whole personality, but like I came gladly to learn that like focus on who you are here, what do you really want, what not what people's perception of what you were is. And also mistakes fall in this category. Your mistakes do also not define you. It's bad sometimes, especially if you are like me, sometimes you can set high standards for yourself, but like if you did not, if you made a mistake or not could not fit into that uh, mindset or standards of yourself, forgive yourself and move on. Okay, move on. Let me see. Do things alone. Do things alone. Okay, do things alone. Have no shame about it. You will actually ironically grow very confident. I've done so many things alone. It's just a no-brainer for me, but I get if you're starting out, and yeah, just do things alone. And it's actually so freeing. 12, center yourself. You are at the center of your universe, okay? The world revolves around you. It sounds so selfish and so egoistic, but you have to start somewhere, okay? I feel like the average person, especially the average woman, is way too other people centered, okay? Um, if you are a caregiver, I get it. But at the end of the day, you need to know who you are still, instead of again what your accomplishments are or what your title is, what job you do, whose wife you are. I mean, okay. Okay, anyways. But yeah, yeah, so center yourself. You are the most important person on the planet. You are the most important person on the planet. You are worth it. You deserve all the attention. Don't waste it. Next, 13. We're almost at the half. Um, Invest in your inner child and go heal. Okay, I went to therapy and I recommend, yeah, it's not always therapy, by the way. People, you can have your own form of therapy. It doesn't have to be speaking to a stranger. It can, maybe art is your form of therapy. This is a great question. What is like something your 5 year old never got to do? Because I believe they sometimes your inner child still lives in you or something. It's sometimes this inner voice or this inner feeling that's like literally picture yourself in a vision, the 5 year old self. What is she thinking of your version right now today? What does she need? Does she get love at this point, or did she just, you know, ignore the trauma or whatever, neglect you, had as a young person in your family situation? Really don't be afraid to, even though you're like 40, 60, it's still not too late to work on your inner child. Your inner child needs it and deserves it. 14. Some people some people will never change. This comes with a weight, because realizing this is such less of a headache. Just realizing that some people just don't change, or they don't want to change. So it's not your obligation to advocate for people. Um, some people, it has mostly to do with like their own worth, what they think they're worth it, if they love themselves, yes or not. And a lot of people don't like themselves, and it's not your job to like them so much to the point that they magically are starting to love themselves. That never worked out for anyone. Some people just will never change. Okay. um Next. Go to the gym. This is something the bros would say to each other, but like, yeah, go to the gym. Since like 5 years ago, I actually started advocating for gym and fitness. And you don't have to be a whole, this is what I don't like at this modern age. You don't have to make the gym or your fitness your whole personality, but it's literally a part of your life where you invest in your movement, in your flexibility, in your mobility now that you have like the energy. And it's actually, you feel as well right now good about it. Like, it's so handy for like other things you want to do, if you have to drag out um you know um heavy groceries, or if you would like to dance, if you like hiking. A lot of daily activities in general needs, yeah, good movement. And it's so much deeper than just gymming. It's also about like holistic side. You learn how to use to breathe better when you actually do at least cardio every single day. Get that blood pumping, let your body move, let that fascia flow. Like, take care of your body, and your body will take care of you when you think you cannot take care of it anymore. Okay, go to the gym. um 16. You don't need to meet the expectations of others. I feel like this, yeah, this is a whole theme of what I learned in my 20s. Like, it all comes down to, yeah, you don't need to meet the expectations of your parents, of your school teacher, of even like your cult based following, if you have a cult based following. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. It's fun that people look up to you. I get that feeling. People come to you for advice. People expect some certain. It's good to have an expectation if it's true to you. But if people's expectation is different than who you really are, then it's not healthy. Then please don't feel like you have to be this same version of you that you were 5 years ago. You evolve. You are human. You're about to have other interests, and that's fine. Ow. Oh, that hurt. My toe. It was my toe. Okay, anyways. Ah. Okay, next point. Be solution oriented. Oh my days. I already said this because I actually grew up sometimes in a space where problems were being, when there was a problem, I felt like the solution oriented journey in like a debate was so slow. I just learned there are particular words or sentences you can just say to be like, or either like just very quick with the whole debate or just come up with a solution, you know? Like, this is a good sentence, for example. If you are in a discussion with someone and you want this just to be resolved, start with, I get what you're saying here. If you start saying that, like, I get you, I get what you're saying, because that's usually what people just want to hear. People want to, feel validated in whatever. You don't have to always agree what is being said, but if you at least throughout that sentence, they get whatever they need, and then you can just resolve the issue from there on. Please be solution oriented. It saves time. 18, meditation really helps, okay? Firstly, I was quite vague about meditation, and definitely coming out from a like religious background. Meditation was seen as like this demonic practice, and that you are like emptying your mind. But meditation is such, you feel in what meditation looks like to you. It's just not one size fits all, and it's not that vague as people make it out to be, because usually what people see is a form of meditation, and it does not align with who you are or how you would do it. Then you don't have to do it, okay? Meditation can look like visual, imagining a situation. It can also be listening to like a high vibration music. But my meditation can also be humming, meditation can also be like a self massage. Meditation, like, there's so much more practices you can do with meditation. There are apps that can help you. For example, if you are new to this and you need help and stuff, meditation just is a great habit to put in. I recommend in the morning side of your routine of your day, to start off with like just coming into yourself. Coming into yourself is such an underrated skill or practice. What people actually have with praying, but not everyone, yeah, but what people actually see with praying is what meditation can also do for you. Like, just that inner peace. You're not talking usually to a deity. That's what prayer does, but meditation is way more your inner. Sometimes because if you, by the way, have been living in this survival mode like me, and your breathing has been like effed up, then meditation was like really a world of difference. It really did something that a lot of people in, I feel like people in church are just like gatekeeping, or like they're not gatekeeping. They say like meditation in a certain way, but breathing exercises is, since I discovered this just only this year, by the way, I am glowing differently. I am glowing really differently. It's not that vague as it sounds. 19. Being angry is a healthy emotion. I have to clap for myself for understanding this, because I grew up with this good girl syndrome, which means that, like, being angry or having high emotions, it was seen like as bad and just like not ladylike. It's not something that you do. It's even sinful in a context if you are angry for too long. I agree that, like, you should not leave bitterness in your body system, because like that's just negative energy. um but there are things that make you angry, and it's righteous anger. It's a part of human foundation. My therapist had to say this to me. The therapist was Christian, by the way, and she herself said, like, no, angry, I don't know why we get that from, but being angry is healthy. You need, and every level of anger, not only like being pissed off or nervous of jealousy, no, also rage. I could only count on one hand how many times in life I actually allowed myself to really be enraged, to be really, really, really upset. But since I allowed myself to do that more, wow, I was like, dang, there's really a lioness in this system. Like I did boxing lessons, there's a healthy way to train your anger, and it's usually stuck in your jaw. I made a video about it as well. If you did, my jaw's way more relaxed. I massage my jaw because sometimes anger gets stuck in the jawline. But yeah, anger is an emotion that I let myself allow myself way more. Props to me. Props to me. Okay, where are we right now? 25 more. So, 20, take advantage of people underestimating you. And yeah, I'm taking advantage of that because firstly I was like, okay, my thing was like because of my cheekbones or like my height, my build, people always see me as so young, I can come off as unexperienced if I don't talk, by the way. If I start talking, then people, because of my lingo, because of my vocabulary, because of my whole aura, people are like, yeah, you're definitely over 21. But before, just based on photos and stuff, I had this, yeah, I don't like that, people underestimate sometimes my abilities because I look young. And actually, I'm more and more accepting actually that this is a compliment, and actually I need to take this into advantage because in my 50s, 60s, 70s, I know I'm gonna age like fine wine, okay? I don't know I'm gonna age like fine wine, and I'm not gonna complain about it anymore. I'm not gonna complain about it. 21. 21. Travel like it's go travel like it's the last day on earth. Yeah. Traveling is something that gets thrown out there everywhere. I also said it like go travel if you need to heal, but actually go travel like far. Okay, go out your bubble. I recommend, if you can, to leave your bubble every 4 to 5 months. Go to a new place, go to at least a new city, go to a new. If you, yeah, some people don't have time or like the finances, at least try a new hobby or meet a new perspective of people. You need this. You need this. Like, you need this. Next. 22. 22. Dare to be disliked. I actually have no problem being disliked. I know I have people who, I don't know, that's not fun to say. I'm not proud of it, but some people are just your ops for no reason. I don't create them. I just don't give out energy when I sense that people, yeah, are not in the same, don't, yeah, it's different as having the same vibe or not. It's not about that. It's just having like this certain energy that's just stuck up, and I know we're not gonna vibe, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna give you any energy. I'm not gonna give you any attention. I'm okay. I'm not gonna change myself. I'm not gonna change my personality. If you find me strange, then that's on you. That's on fucking you. That's your own fucking problem. Okay, next. Third, 23. Never be someone's therapist. Never be someone's therapist. I I always been this way. It's not even something that I learned, to be honest. Always been this way. When I sense that people require like more, I classify this as energy. When people, some people, I know it's not your own fault that people that some person is not healed yet, or you as a person, if you are not healed and you are venting, that's different. But I had like certain circumstances where it was like, okay, I need to actually distance myself from you because I actually like you. Okay, and in my personality, it really helps actually to distance myself from you than to play as your therapist, because I do not have the patience for that. I will just drain my own energy trying to help you as a therapist. And yeah, at the end of the day, you should, yeah, people, there are actually professions. There are therapists, there are people with that job title that get paid to do that. If you don't want to be a therapist, or like you don't even get paid to yeah, to always be in someone's shoes. And again, it's not being stuck up and not wanting to help people, but I'm really saying in this case that it's it's just a lot. Even me, see, like, I'm just not that type of person where, you know um and it's not that you have to tell me this. I know my own limit. I know when enough is enough. you know you can vent. I'm not that girlfriend that's just gonna, people who know me. I'm a nice person. I'm not gonna. But at a certain point, it's just like, okay, you gotta fix yourself. I'm not gonna be your therapist. 24, almost the last one. But be bored. Whew. Be bored. I learned this from my rest season, because I used to be a workaholic. I had a burnout, definitely from posting, from always trying to be what other people want from me. It's so tiring, but also social media is so overstimulating, And since I deleted a lot of things, I came to the realization that I'm bored. And it was such a weird feeling. I forgot how boredom felt like, you know, like watching paint dry, just having literally nothing to do, but also allowing yourself with that weird ass airy feeling of, yo, I have time, energy in my hands, but I don't have like a to do list, a planning, whatever. And also, don't force yourself to do a hobby, just be bored. And there's so many creative things that happen when people are bored. When I am bored, I've seen the shit I can do. Okay, so be bored more often. And the last one, this is very more recent, and this is like where I like to talk about mostly nowadays, is like, do not over spiritualize things. Okay, for like the last couple of months and ever since I've been born, that's just the way how I grew up and learned to navigate life and everything, is to over spiritualize things, to over analyze things. Being a natural observer, seeing things from like a logical perspective and from a spiritual perspective is healthy. But if you focus on one or the other too much, it's literally that. It's like, yeah, like, or you get either in a psychosis, like some sort of religious psychosis, or you are just a rational rage baiter. It's either, neither is helping. So yeah, what I learned is to actually rationalize is not demonic. That's like a mindset I come from. Everything that's has no spiritual language is catered as demonic, but I'm also deconstructing that. Like, not everything needs to be overly analyzed or spiritualized. We do not ignore the spiritual world, but I grew up with some things like everything was demonic. I'm not so done with that mindset. But yeah, I'm 25, ladies and gentlemen. 25 life lessons, advice, tips you can also think about in my life. What am I grateful? What am I grateful? Really, everything that I've said, like, yeah, is the truth. Let me know what you think, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.